love in the chat between these two teams. Again, one of the things that I said in the first game was every single one of these teams that I talked to, every idea and concept that these guys had was obviously built around, we're going to show everyone, we're going to show the world what we've got, we're going to show how we can do it. But at the same time, they were proud of each other because they should be. They've spent 5 years grinding and building up a region, and now they have a chance, as Milos beautifully put it, that they just never expected they would get. And here we are, and here they are. And I'm having a great time.
I'm having a great time too, Flick. It's always a great time, you know, on the casting desk all together. You know, last time was in Hamburg, actually. That was the physical desk.
That was the physical desk. Oh yeah, we didn't cast in it yet. We just looked at each other.
Yeah. Did we do analyst desk together? I think we did.
Probably.
Well, it was couch, really.
It was,
It was an analyst couch.
It was a very relaxed experience.
Casting couch.
Talking of, Thatcher's had a relaxed day. Banned most of the time, if not every single time. Capital gone to, and Wamai.
Again, does that mean we get to see a Kaid coming down again? I don't think so myself, because Cafe is not really the map where you would ban a Kaid. Not that many hatches to get reinforced, and the Mira is gone, which is understandable given Union's record of bringing Mira.
Let me note all these down in my little book so I don't forget. I've already written it wrong. My word.
You're also on the top.
Yeah. But it helps me remind it later. So when I do notes, in the
true.
build-up to the final, I know roughly what I'm talking about, rather than not at all what I'm talking about. Hey, reading room and fireplace. That's where I could do my notes. It's a lovely place. Kick your feet up, get a bit of intel. One of the things that obviously Des brought up on the desk, which is the concept of had they started on the opposite side, had they started on Clubhouse, obviously, instead of getting the 6-0 on their defensive half, could it have been a different story if they were coming into the split with, you know, a couple, like less rounds in their favor, less rounds kind of under their belt. Here, obviously, it's one of those maps where it's obviously still slightly leans towards the defenders. There's the comfort there. These are teams that are generally winning their defenses more than anything. This is going to answer at least some of those questions because Kira, well, they're going to be the ones that get to start with the brick and mortar in their hands.
But that does mean, Fluke, that we are looking for Kira to find at least a 4v2 in scoreline in favor of Kira. Because otherwise Union is going to be the one to walk away with all the marbles. And someone just said, I would like to see Amar play on Amaru.
Okay. I mean, yeah, okay. Death Amar on Amaru. I really like this.
Yeah, I just got scared because I saw like a red outline just run into my peripheral.
You guys can't see it. You know,
you're not going to be able to see
the amazing
all the
studio,
information.
the amazing wall that we have in the back. The game is actually currently on it, and it usually isn't. So I'm going to cast backwards for a second. I don't get all the information, but I get enough. I get to see Khajiit currently blowing open the rotation hole. Starting on this site isn't the most common for this map. Usually, you'll obviously see teams go to the very top floors. Sometimes teams go and find their way through towards the kitchen. But in this moment, in this instance, based on what is on the board and where things are being played for them, they've opted to stay in the center. Some teams do this too.
So this is what like 3-2 resolution looks like. It's very wide.
Well, it's a very big studio hat.
It's a very big screen.
It's a very big screen.
I wish I could play it. It would be easy to hit heads in this case.
Well, no, you've got to have skill as well.
This is like, you know, every white shot meme ever.
Imagine what? Wide Doki walking across frame on this wall. We got to make it. Someone called Salty. We got to make it. We got to have it happen.
Please, Salty.
Now the pressure is coming from the staircase as they start to look towards any which way. The window is the way that they want to be concerned about. Hops on the box that always rocks, but unfortunately nobody's blown out their socks as they find a fight, but don't actually get the head of either. They separate for now, but look at Sparko on the far side in the windows. They're trying to operate a pinch. The concern is the man that is playing very close.
Oh, you see?
Yes, saw the gun. Maybe didn't expect to. You could see they had a change of tact, went away from using utility, but look at this aggression. They find them. Goodbye! As the opener, for the first time, falls Kira's way.
For the first time in Kira's history so far in this major, they managed to get that opening, and it's straight on the first map, which is a good thing. Let's put it out straight. It's something that they will need. Let's see if Union will be still able to possibly get the round in. That is something to keep in mind. They have been quite phenomenal so far. Oh, with people on the rappel like that. Amar already managed to take down one of your teammates who got picked similarly.
Attackers have located a
He
bomb.
seems to be going for a second one. Jump out from the window maybe? No, instead he's going to be just walking up the white stairs, able to pick up another kill. Axe 7 will be dropping. C4 kill will be getting yet another one as Amar picks up his triple. That's Jittery gone. It's only up to Poseidon now in a 1-5 loop.
Well, it's a lot left to be done for the flank watching, obviously, in this situation. They put a couple of air jabs down. They've got one left. And they're looking to rotate up the brown stairs and see if there is anybody that might be playing towards this pillar side. Oh, there is. They're very close, and they're actually going to swing on you now. Shoots too high, though. Misinterpreted where those bullets were coming from. Mistook it for a building-sized bundle of chaos, much like Chowderhead, the fan favorite within the Siege community, and instead lost the firefight out.
You're trying to get like past every single member of the community. And
I've got a long list ahead of me.
because you just got Dawn, we get Natubreit, we got Candor already.
And always done.
Who else did we pass? Well, Chowder now.
If you want to be referenced, tweet at Hap. Oh, if you want to be referenced, follow Easy R Success on Twitter, our observer, and Medics, and tweet at Medics as well.
Yes, please.
Tweet pictures of doggos at Medics.
Or like from close-up faces.
One of the things,
like
if we're
that.
talking about Medics being a Disney princess, which is definitely a bit of canon I want to build up into the Siege community. If we're talking of Medics like a Disney princess, every time we're walking around anywhere and he like gets a sense that a dog's nearby, he goes, "Ooh, doggo," every single time.
He just smells them or
Ooh,
something. I don't know what it is.
Oh, doggo,
It's like a sixth sense for doggos.
doggo.
Doggo. Yeah.
Kitchen hold we go down to. Khajiit is reinforcing one of the points of rotation that I talk about sometimes on this, especially when Thatcher's off the board. Again, it's one of those things where it's, depending on how I see it, some teams, if they're not very good at the flexible aggressive play style, if they leave that open, thank you. Very well put together there. It becomes a bit of trouble into Bakery. Kira Esport, let's mess with the casters and analysts and bring it to map 3. Union Gaming. Hey, Kira, I don't want you to mess with me. I want you to bring it. I want to see the 3 maps.
You have to deserve the third map, Kira.
I want to see the full taste of this region.
Oh, okay. It's getting the full taste in, all right. Do you like to have some fries with that?
Like your potatoes and apples.
You're the one who calls potatoes and apples. I'm
You said
just
it was
asking.
a salad.
No, I said, are you trying to make a salad here? I didn't say it was a salad by definition. Still missing some ingredients, though.
Now it looks like, well, Deathamar is free and alive. They didn't have the greatest run out, obviously, last time round on their defense, and here, starting on it, they might be able to get a little bit more into it. The drones are coming in pretty heavily from the hands of Union, and they're eyeing up a potential escape route outside. They have options, and they're going to choose one of them as they head down into pillars. They're not going to take it as aggressively as first hinted with the wide swings and wide eyes of the Vigil, but that has allowed, obviously, the members of Union Gaming to know that he's not too close, and they head in and head straight past the C4 they had no idea was there.
C4 indeed will not be able to pick up yet. Oh, so far, anybody. Avim still has one left, though, they might be able to use. But instead, it's going to be the entry frag from the gun. Amar are going to be able to pick up 1 kill from the brown stairs. Just peeking up, getting Axe 7. Who, after the first half of the last map, not really been able to be super impactful. And Amar right now is going to be rotating all the way up the white stairs. He's going to be missing his first shots. Runs into someone who's droning. Jittery picked up there, somehow not aware. And right now it's going to be Sparko to try and run across. He's going to get picked up as well. It's a triple kill from Amar, but he will be running right into the gunfire. Off beat at that moment in time. That leaves us in a 2-on-3 situation as Poseidon also picks up into Khajiit. It's only up to Rattler, Daft, and Avim now. They have that 1-minute advantage. Is that going to be enough, though, for them to keep the round?
Poseidon so low health again, and these little mistakes of being caught on drones were similar things that we saw, obviously, on Theme Park. 3 bodies to go down, and it's X7, Jittery, and Sparko. 3 big players from the previous map, and they're off the board very early. X7 and Jittery themselves haven't been able to find a body, and after the exceptional showing they had before, where they were barely able to be stopped, that doesn't bode well. And as Des pointed out, it's curious to see how these teams reflect and respond to starting on a preferred side. Some teams have the mental game. They're able to attack or defend without any change to the pace that they want to bring to it. They are never really stemmed or slowed by the two halves of this game. Here, it just seems like two completely different teams. Obviously, Union had some pretty good attacking Swans on-side Clubhouse, but you've got to realize they did it with the knowledge and safety of 6 rounds behind their belt. Here, they're doing it with barely any of that. And Kira, well, they're seeming a little bit cooler under pressure as they take another couple of bodies inside Freezer and find their second round.
I see that the Nomad is the last one falling. And then you think, wait, didn't we see a flank? That were literally the first 3 kills of the round.
Yeah, one of the things that seems to be quite a consistent problem between these teams and this region is flanks. Their flank watch hasn't really been as sharp. For a lot of them, bringing Nomad as soon as she's available and not relying on her, but I guess trying to and not really utilizing what she can do, it's just one of those situations where you go, okay, well, adapt. You've got to realize that this is a mistake and this is a problem. They're playing this Vigil. They're playing a really good roam game up on the top floor. They are on the bottom site, so you know it's a roam game. You know they're going to be isolated. They might have one more for trade, sure, but if you're dedicating 3 of you upstairs, why not make one of them the roam control and the flank watch? Because even if you use one air jab to cover some of this circle that loops around and have the others as a side of guns, you have some safety, you have some ability to go, well, this is ours. Here, it obviously wasn't, and it just took some quick thinking and a quick gun to be able to take care of 3 of them.
Oh, well. Looking at the setup here, do not see that with Mai because it has been banned. Thus we see 2 of these ADSs being used in piano. Just to protect that one shield. Actually, all 3 will be used just to make sure that that one shield remains playable. They're gonna have a second one though. Half of them is gonna be putting some extra holes inside of the. What's this called again? It's a kitchen, right? Yes, it's a kitchen. No, it's a bathroom.
What?
Yeah,
you have a toilet in your kitchen?
Yes. Who does not? Is that not normal in
Most
the rest
people,
of the world?
mate. Most people.
Most people do have a toilet in the kitchen.
No, they do.
They do. I mean, I don't know what you do, what you guys do in Brittany. You know?
Valkyrie playing a dangerous game there, and stupid games almost win stupid prizes. And no one seems stupider right now than Daft, who threw the Valcam out very late and is very lucky to escape with their life. Now, I assume Union are going to try and close that down, but I guess it was almost a gift that they didn't quite expect. X7 doesn't go down, at least, but isn't able to lock off the opener kill with the same consistency that they had last time round.
Jittery and X7, they are the fraggers of the team. They need to find them quick as well. Sparko opening up these hatches, and you see all that confetti of plywood going up in the air, because that's the power he has behind it. Now, hoping to find someone on this top floor, but no one is showing themselves quite yet. 100 seconds. Poseidon on the window now on the eastern side. He has to be careful to not receive the same fave as we have seen many of his team members receive beforehand, where you just go wide swung from the window. White now gets open up. It's Amar yet again with the opening. It's X7 to fall yet again. Seems like Kira is definitely striking back right here. Flashbangs being tossed in. Jittery able to get a kill and a return onto Amar. It's Otsukichi that goes down. Daft still low on HP. The Union Gaming that gets this round if they manage to step this one up with a grenade kill to follow up.
They're not going to go for the revive just yet. They're going to buy the time with the smoke and then pop the animation to make sure that they have the comfort, but there was no immediate pressure anyway. They put themselves back into a 4 versus 3. Jittery's underneath and might be looking to cause some damage with Zephyr's utility, depending on if any is left. But in the meantime, Sparko's just going to do it with a gun instead. Finally puts down Valkyrie, and Poseidon finds Avim. And they're looking at trying to lock off their first round here on the top floor. They move into a slightly more aggressive position, but unfortunately, Union are there to meet them.
They are indeed. So you were going to follow up with that one.
I thought I was going to follow up as well, and then my brain went, "No, you've said enough words now.
You said enough. You can be quiet now.
There's nothing else that you can add to that.
You have perfected the sentence."
The sentence is good. Well, bar not going the way of the defense out of the first 3 sites played. That is a peculiar statistic, I think it's fair to say.
It is indeed. Bar often the, well, for many teams, the favorite site, but it's starting to get become less and less of a favorite site for many. Often you see actually like either of these bomb sites are becoming the secondary or tertiary bomb site even. We also saw a game today where the complete kitchen was avoided. So I wouldn't be totally surprised if the bar is not their favorite bomb site. I mean, they went there third for a reason, the likes of Kira, and they're instantly opting to go off of it again as well.
Well, that was one of the things as well. As you said, bar was avoided entirely when we saw this one coming together. And it was a really curious decision because obviously when we're getting these eyes and this look inside a region that we don't really know, as we saw it in that region, well, you're like, okay, well, why was this done? And they said, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. Whatever was said. I don't remember. Time is crazy. Here, it's obviously a region that we don't really get a glimpse into at all. So whether it's just inside the meta, inside the kind of heat and the kitchen and all of what has been cooked towards this, that, well, sites like kitchen are the more preferred ones, and ones like the bar, well, they're going to try and stay teetotal and avoid it, because unfortunately it teetotally led to them losing their first round. Now they're happy to go back to reading. Hit the mid-floor and see if they can make this work again. Obviously, it was a strong opener, and every single time they've still found opening kills. As we said, the one thing that seems to consistently be shutting down, and maybe this is why they avoid the top floor, is the roam game is so good. Union didn't have a response for the roam game in the first round, had even less in the second, and then when they didn't really need to worry about it too much and pushed the site directly on the third, well, it worked out in their favor. Here, we yet again see Amar on the roam. He's got the entry frag at least twice in a row, maybe 3 times. I can't actually remember if he got it in the very open, but he's currently on a 7-2. So I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Now it's a 7-on-3, as X7 has broken the trend of opening kills and found one back finally after the astounding performance in the first map.
Oh no, that's a Valkyrie! Is he going to be able to get that kill? No, just a little bit of damage onto Rattler. He's on his cam, has to be careful. There goes the C4. He's not going to be able to find any impact whatsoever. Poseidon now to get the kill into Khajiit as well. Sorry to interrupt you, but suddenly a very exciting moment came through. It leaves us in a 3-on-5 situation now in favor of Union Gaming with a C4. No, started talking Dutch out of there. C4 comes in, taking down Sparko. As wanted to Cannon a save here. So, yeah.
Now they're going to rotate their way back around, try and see if they can collapse back. As I said, the roam game has been very, very good from them so far. Unfortunately, it seems Union has woken up a little bit. Jittery gets one, but the response comes from a Vim. There is yet another, however, falling to X7. And it is all down to Avim, who looks towards the close corner around Zulu and seeing if there's anybody that's trying to put their ankles into the fireplace. In a 3 versus 1 with a minute on the board, though, and still drones too, well, they can do a lot with it. X7 is following the man. They know exactly where he's heading. They can wait and set up towards the top of the stairs. We hear an air jab, but it doesn't even matter, because Union just shoot him instead.
Beat getting that final kill. They have 5 drones available in that 1v3 situation, and often what we see is just teams going for the kill, and that allows you to go for 1v1, 1v1, 1v1. But what they did here was they fell off, they went a bit quieter, got the drones in, got the information they needed, then went for the flank hold or a kill. And that's exactly what I would like to see. That is what like separates the good teams from the best.
Yeah. And I guess it's one of the things that we saw before as well. When you look towards the idea of what are these teams doing a little bit wrong, it's the 1 versus 1s. It's a situation that you should never try and set yourself up for. It's the cost, the kill, the objective, the survival, and the trade. That is the balance that makes up a very good Siege player. That is the consistency when put with other good Siege players that makes a very good team. And when you're setting yourself up and not building it around anything other than the potential of the kill from that, well, things go wrong. And this could be one of the ways.
Well, seeing how much Siege has grown is indeed the case here. Just expanding regions left, right, and center, or bringing in the new Southern Asia Pacific League. And then we also, of course, have the MENA Nationals, for example, to be added. So a lot of tournaments being added in this year. And Well, hopefully many more to come over the next couple of them.
Yeah, and they also complimented the talent. Even though...
We're just idiots.
I was about to put it in slightly nicer terms.
Oh, wait. Okay, let's just rewind and then...
No, it's
you
too
can take
late
this
now.
one.
The clip's there. It's clipped, mate. It's going to be posted.
You cannot argue with me.
Can I just give a very quick compliment to whoever is running the socials for the R6 Esports and the R6 APAC?
I think it's Phil.
Either way, the stuff that's coming up there is making me cry with laughter.
It's
like
good.
the meme speed turnaround.
Just like Potato when Gio couldn't hold it back anymore. And
Exceptional meme speed. So we've had 2 casters crying on the desk now.
Yeah.
Let's see how many we get to by the end. Poseidon dies. That's not good.
It's not good indeed.
That's your own watch, isn't it?
That is indeed your flank watch or something like that. But Spark is going to be able to put the kill back on the board. That is your Valkyrie gone now, meaning that if the C4 was still not used, it will not be at all. That is maybe something that Kira want to be wary about. C4 has been so effective for them that they would like to use every single piece that they have available to them.
Now they're looking to see if they can apply the pressure around the choke points, and as you responded, it's becoming a bit of a dangerous swing and swan. Things aren't as well manipulated this time around for Union. They don't have the same confidence they had before, but now they do have 2 rounds in a row. So they're at least learning and developing from that side of things. Here goes the window, and here goes a dance we've seen before. Is anybody going to be actually the victim this time round? No, because they've decided to pull away by the looks of it. They're not going to take it as a direct firefight. There's a man just below, playing towards the bottom level of the stairs and towards the little garage, and everyone else has run off.
He knows exactly where he is. X7 was having that drone available onto Avem, as Jittery is going to be able to get the kill down onto Deft. That is inside of the reading room, that's inside the site, and that is going to give them an opportunity to potentially go through. All they have to do is drop the hatch, get themselves straight through, because Amar is still watching that door that is castled off, so you do not really want to go there, but it looks like they might be opting to do so anyway. And if they do, that might actually cost them the round. Amar is in a perfect position right here and hasn't been droned out yet. Drone are coming in right now, and he doesn't spot out the actual elbow of the sledge. He now drops through and comes in with the SMG-11. No, actually the L85. He gets the kill. The plants will go down as Beat is inside. He's going to be getting that plan down. That means 45 seconds will be on the clock soon. It's going to be Avem to try and stop things from happening, but he will be taken down by X7. It's only up to Khajiit right now in a 1-on-4 situation, but it's very unlikely he'll win, and indeed he does not. Union will be able to pick up round number 5, and that means they take the lead yet again, and I believe, Fluke, but I'm not 100% sure, that we said a 4-2 split for Kira was needed for a good second half.
Yeah, you're on a map that's still kind of preferred to defenders, it's fair to say. Now, we don't obviously know too much in depth about these guys outside of the stats from the recent qualifiers to get here. And, well, from what we just saw, and what we just saw before, was a flawless defensive round from Union Gaming. If they head into their defense on more than an even splitting, you're in trouble. On an even splitting, it's still kind of pulling your collar worrisome. And, well, that's where we're definitely at least guaranteed. Things have come together for them over the past 3 rounds. It's going to have to be Kira that needs to step it up now.
So far in this series, we've had 11-1 rounds on the defense and only 4 onto the attack, Fluke. And that means that Kira definitely needs to get this one in. Otherwise, it might be up for a hard time, because just like the map we've had previously on Cafe, the defense is still favored. And there is very many examples of these impenetrable defenses that they can draw from other regions and make their own. Flurry of it.
It also took us to the 15th round between these 2 teams across the 2 maps to have our first plant. Our first diffuser has gone down in this battle of blood between these 2 teams, and I guess that's one of the things about this region that I'm kind of curious about, because off the bat, a lot of them said they're quite aggressive teams. And I guess it's one of those ideas where, okay, are they aggressive in terms of they want to just overpeak everything, keep themselves moving, and try and just burn the entire map through? Or are they ones that, you know, will just kind of have quick motion strategies, rushes for plants, and try and tip of the spear, throw a Ying through and see what comes of it? So far, it seems like it's all in the gunfights. They love just having a battle of guns and trying to kill each other rather than play the objective, and if it shows up, well, hey, that's a success.
It is, however, not what we might often think, that most of the gunfights are taken care in places where it doesn't really matter. You can clearly see the game plan here. They're trying to clear out Romans from top down or down top to prevent themselves or set themselves up for an eventual push in the end. And it's not just, you know, we have 8 people playing outside of the objective, 2 people trying to contest each other inside of the objective. You know, you have 2 different games of Siege going on at the same time. No, it is definitely one whole, one union of a Siege, as Rattler will be able to pick up Jittery.
One of the things here about Jittery being dropped is that was actually an adaptation to have double the roam watch, double the flank watch, and double the control, and the first is off the board. But at least they still have the Nomad from before. Now, obviously, losing the Jackal, and especially losing it in the hands of Jittery, who had almost every single entry frag the last time round, is a big loss. But at least Sparko is showing up, takes care of Amar, who has been a big problem, and got to give credit to Sparko, who has been a big turn of force.
Again, the Valkyrie. Being spotted out. I'm sorry. I have to say it.
No,
I don't realize it, but...
I mean, it's your job.
Yeah. Is it? I mean, I guess.
In a way.
In a way.
To talk about these cool little moments. And you're right, Valkyrie does keep getting caught by the IQ. And so does Jaeger, who just gets caught there, rotating and trying to escape from the guns that were coming towards them. But yeah, there's a lot of thoughts about that G8 and how good it is right now.
There's definitely a lot of thoughts, and if I'm looking at it, Amar is actually the player that is standing out so well for his team. And look at this information right here. It's going to be spotting out the player, but goes up on the wrong moment. Deft able to get that kill in. Only one more bullet was necessary to actually get that kill into the Valkyrie. And, you know, instead of just staying prone and going for the pre-fire because you have that LMG, he went for it. Grenade being tossed in, not able to get that kill. There's a Daft right here, still playing on the white stairs.
My one curiosity about Daft is, and I don't know if this is a mistake, they're a Valkyrie that's playing with a shield in pocket. They still have the shield. Now they obviously don't because they're dead, and I'm just going to assume because that wasn't used, they were supposed to have a C4, and unfortunately didn't have it to hand. 2 versus 2, one comes back the other favor, but there is one more! A great swing from Avim is able to take care of Beat, and now it's all down to Poseidon. Doesn't quite know where the body is, that reveals them, but the shotgun that you know how to spell, and I don't care about spelling, because all it does is things like that.
The more you believe in it, the more it works. Avim coming in clutch right here for Kira. Able to put at least that one extra round on the board that they might need later on, but this round was looking so much like Unions. They just wasted so much time on that white stairs. They should have had the response quicker and the actual execute to come right after. Anyway, we are 3rd floor right now, bar cocktail. And it's going to be Union Gaming to go back into the defense. Remember, last time around, they had a flawless defense. 6 rounds in a row. That was on Clubhouse. And now they will try to do the same on Cafe.
Bar and cocktail we're going to opt for. Now, obviously, this was something where I had a couple of questions as to why it wasn't really up on the board too much from the hands of Kira. Well, let's see if it's something that they're more comfortable attacking than defending, because obviously their only defense of it was a loss, unfortunately, for them. It's going to take a bit of work, but as I said, if this is a site that is commonly seen, it's commonly kind of adopted as a bit of a default for a lot of teams. They know how to set it up, and because of that, you would assume Kira knows how to take it. The knowledge of each other, the knowledge of these 2 teams between each other is obviously way deeper than unfortunately what we know, but in a good way, because we've already seen them have great responses to the motions of each other.
We have indeed, and I like the reverse shield setup we saw in Pixel, and this one right here in Cigar Shop as well, to try and challenge the likes of Red Hatch and New Hatch to make sure that the player will stay safe, and there's plenty of pressure to be put down. 2 ADSs also on that door will be making it hard to actually get rid of that shield. However, the last one will actually be used on the Pixel shield, as otherwise we might... Oh no, it's actually they're all inside of Cigar, so you can see where the main defense point, the main chokehold from Union Gaming will be.
Now, obviously, X7 led the charge last time round and is going to make sure he does the same here. Avim, first off the board with a very known peak. And those are the kind of mistakes that can really lead to big problems. In the same breath, Sparko suffers too. Flashes are coming through. They want to capitalize and lock down, but there is some response from great cover here. Either side, either shoulder. The connector from Piano and X7 himself, who just jumps out for 2 more kills. Why save the man who's down when I can just kill everybody that's a threat?
Now the 2 remaining members of the Repel both went onto the roof. Sparko can thus be picked up, so indirectly by jumping out of the window, Fluke, he saved his life. He saved his team member's life. And as Amber right now will be dropping down onto the red hatch, he doesn't see X coming up right here. Will be able to pick up yet another kill. That's a quad kill, Fluke. He only needs 1 more to go for the ace. Will his team give it? It's up to Khajiit to try and deny it. The drones are coming out. A grenade will be cooked, but it's going to get eaten by the ADS. 1 more grenade left in pocket for Khajiit. He only needs to do a simple 20 amount of damage to actually get that kill in. Is he going to be able to go for it, or is he not? It seems like a sort of tactical timeout will be used, as now the grenade will be cooked. Some time being wasted, gets tossed in, but we'll find no one. No joy on that grenade, a bit of damage being done. It's Kira that will probably be on the back foot after this one.
I think it's so fair to say and agree with the words of Sparko, the captain, that X7, he's got guts. He's also got chutzpah and a huge amount of skill. Threw himself out of a window to get his triple and then comes back around for the 4th. Desperate for the ace. Pre-fires and doesn't catch it. But you have already done more than enough this round. You can lie down and put your feet up.
He's definitely going to go lie down, and Khajiit is now going to be trying to move in, and that means he's now inside of this cigar. They know exactly where he is. There's no backing out for him anymore. There comes a prone angle, and Jittery is going to be able to pick that one up. I was afraid for a second he will be missing his shots, and Khajiit might be able to respond, but he will be able to get that kill. And that means that Union Gaming will be the ones to go into the lead straight away. They're taking the initiative on the defense, showing why it was so strong on the previous map, even though a lot of this just came down to X7 just being a god on defense.
Reading Room Fireplace. They're going to head to next. I was curious about how their bar hold would go down.
Wasn't really a bar hold, was it?
No, well, that's it. It was an X7's going to kill everybody hold.
It's an outside hold.
Outside of the map. You know, Easy said to me, I was asking Easy for Observer, he's like, I hate it when things go down there. He's like, why? It's like, 'cause it's really hard to get really hard to get the angles there. So, tough. Easy.
Well, Kira said they would like to bully the casters and observers.
Yeah, that's true.
So
thank you for that.
Thank you for that. You've kept your word.
I hope people have been tweeting doggo pics at Medics on Twitter.
I hope so too.
Yeah, he deserves them. They both do. Tag them both. 4-3.
Tag us all.
Tag us all.
I want to see the doggo pics.
Well, I mean, Gio's already ruined my Twitter feed. She's too popular on social medias. She tweets and she tags me, and then I cannot use my phone for the next 30 minutes.
She's being an edgy teenage girl, just not knowing how to eat Kit Kat and trying to get clout out of it.
Yeah, and it just
and it works.
And it actually took all of the battery out of Dez's phone because he still uses like an old
Nokia.
It's like a phone with buttons. He's that old.
Like a BlackBerry.
Just any old phone with buttons. He is a businessman though.
That's what
doing businessman
would
things.
Suit his image.
Reading Room is a hold. Obviously, it's been a bit of a back and forth. They were able to take it on 2 of their attack rounds, but also lost it on 2 of their attack rounds too. So let's see how it works on their defense. Currently, this perfect 50-50 split is always an interesting dichotomy for us to start to cut into. You want to see how they respond to what they did and what they didn't quite do, and in a way what they expect, because the response that they'll do on their attack now is probably built in part around the defense that they put forward too. You're always looking at the 2 sides of the coin, whether you want to structure a site or blow it up. Usually it's lessons learned that can be applied to both sides.
Quick push coming down here from Kira, but it's going to be Amar to take down the entry onto Sparko. He's starting things off, and as he goes from below, his teammates will go from the top, as Amar will be able to do some damage into Jittery as well, but he will be chased all the way back upstairs with his buddy Buck. You have to be careful though, because there might be 1, 2, 3 C4s available for them, and if there's any black eye that will feed information, because mind you, the cardiac sensor can't do it anymore, they might be picked up as a result. Now X7 not running the C4 as he was still running the shield, but I'm pretty sure Poseidon and Beats do.
Now, obviously, with a minute 30 on the board, they have the man advantage. They've also been able to take off a big bit of information and a C4, as you said, which on this kind of play and positioning, you think about how impactful a Pulse could be right now.
Just
getting
C4.
Absolutely everything above. It is a vertical take and a vertical hold. You've got to get locked down. And now, with the kind of structure of the C4s that they had, well, they haven't been able to do much more. Again, a Valkyrie with a shield.
Yeah, it was placed right there. You just saw it getting destroyed by Rattler. He's putting up some claymores up there. Avmar is sort of stuck right now as Rattler is going on his drone. Blocking each other out a bit.
Oh, man.
It's okay. It's all okay. No worries. No worries.
Jittery is waiting patiently under a hatch, but Poseidon's playing the upside downsies game as well. This is where the intense pressure is going to come from first. They seem to be aware that someone is close, and they're going to tiptoe dangerously. The drone comes out, and that is definitely the smart move. Look before you leap, but it doesn't even matter for Jittery, who plays up, gets the pre-placed, and is going to head off as somebody else decides to go up, and X7 decides to go off. The big cat Khajiit swipes back and takes a big player out, but who cares when you can just charge up, and Ammar finds a double kill. The Claymore at the same time strikes and almost saves it, but Jittery looped, twirled, spiraled, and went up a different set of stairs.
He definitely did. Went up the brown stairs. I thought he shot the Claymore before he actually shot the buck. That was why I was so, well, impressed about that shot. And Sparko leaves the game. He's done with it. He's just like, you outplayed me. I am gone. I'm taking a break. And I'm going to quickly enjoy these couple of seconds.
Well, we'll see, obviously, if a rehost is called or not. You never really know.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Doesn't get an operator, I think. He might actually get it at the last, you know, as soon as these seconds have been... Oh, no, wait, it's still 6-pick. Yeah, indeed. 6-pick, so you can pick in an operator.
Sparko. He's quick.
He's making sure we don't have a Rios right now. Thank you, Sparko.
Yeah, it's very, very quick. It's obviously, you know, it's one of the things, again, when you're doing this in the situation, I obviously have jokingly and non-jokingly paid massive compliments to all of production, all of the guys behind the scenes here, to put all of this on in such a short space of time in response to obviously what we're going through. It is beyond phenomenal how well everything has gone.
Yes, actually.
Like, it's been so watertight, and I'm having such a good time.
Was that like an...
No, there wasn't actually. That was just me saying.
I was going to say, are you going to be trying to like toss in a little bit of a French tone to it?
I've realized I should stop there.
Because
I think I'm going to have to hang up my French lessons. I'm going to have to... Or I'll just try and learn. There's also that option.
There's also that option.
I actually just try and become a better person.
It's a French game, look.
Yeah.
So you have to.
It is. Oui.
C'est la vie.
I said I would hang it up, and then I'm instantly back in the game, baby. 5-3, Union. 2 rounds up on Kira, 2 rounds away from finding their security in the final against a team that they really desperately want to beat, Mercenaries. As I said before, Union could have been the #1 seed coming to this. They were only 2 rounds away, and X7 is going to make sure that they get there sooner rather than later. Ammar is off the board. Jackal is off the board. You think about what Ammar has done outside of, obviously, oh, I don't know, get the entry kill 6 times, or 5 times at least throughout this game. He has consistently just been such a big part of this play. When you go for a spawn pick, when you go for a peek...
X7 on defense is just a completely different beast, Fluke.
Yeah. You don't know who you're going to kill on a peek. You never know. But you kill Ammar. You've got to have some joy there.
It's like every single round on the defense so far that he has played, he has spawn peeked. And I believe that in every single round but one, he managed to actually get a kill out of it.
I think that's the thing about it as well, is it's a success story. Because when you hear someone say, ouch, a player has guts, well, Sparko said that, and now Sparko's dead. So we saw Sparko's guts, but when he says a player's got guts, you're like, uh-oh, this could go horribly. And it might still. Obviously, when these kind of players, you referenced Shaiko earlier, and it's a perfect example because when Shaiko showed up back in the day for BDS and was only the big player there before obviously they've had their changes, it was unbelievable. He was unstoppable. And then there were days where he didn't show up, and BDS didn't show up. The entire team kind of fell a bit apart. Not so much anymore, obviously, as I said, since the pickup of LMs and all of the changes that they've had internally, it's become a massive force. But it could be the same problem here, one that we don't really get the answer to because, well, X7 has showed up, as have a lot of the other players. Jittery too, and one more goes their way. Rattler takes care of the man I was just talking about, blows up the Maestro on the backside, and this is a lot of pace that they want to bring to this kitchen.
It is a lot of pace that they would like to bring. Is someone already rotated back up is the question I have, though, from the likes of Union Gaming. They still have these verticals to play with where you could potentially take down Rattler with. Look at the HP the man has. Just a single zap of that Maestro cam would have been enough to get the kill. And instead, he's going to be able to pick up yet another one right now. He will be finished off, though. Beat able to get that kill in. Turns it into a 2-on-2 as the plant goes down. One will be spotted, and that is going to be the kill. The diffuser will be dropped. X7 able to get that one. It's all up to Khajiit right now, and it's 1-on-2. He needs to find both Beat and X7. Starts it off with Beat. Brings it to a 1-on-1. 25 seconds left on the clock, but his head will be spotted out. Is X7 going to be able to get the kill? Not yet, and on the second try he will. It's X7 together. Union Gaming to grab the 6 yet again, as they haven't lost a single defensive round yet. X7, again, a different beast on the fence. I think you can just say he is the deciding factor in this game, because every single time they go to the defense, he just pops off. On the attack, he doesn't do as much. On defense, he pops off, and that is why they haven't lost a single defensive round yet.
There is something so great about watching these teams and really getting a glimpse, because we get to see players like X7. We get to be here at the beginning. Gig, the loved UK coach who does Giants now, he actually tweeted out earlier, he's like, seeing these players from South APAC has impressed him. It's something where their region, it becomes aware that you have these standout talents, these standout players that have otherwise gone unknown. They are factors that are now being introduced into the wonderful melting pot of culture and creativity that is the global scene of Rainbow Six Siege. And this is the day one of these guys. This is their first introduction into our scene. It is only going to go up from here. Players like X7, but like, they're just starting for us.
He indeed is just starting out his career right now on the big stage. And if he manages to show up like this consistently, and will do, I'm sure we will hear more of the man himself. Again, that reversed shield coming down on Pixel, just to hold off onto Piano. Now, most likely we're going to see a shield coming down there into the bathroom as well. That will be put down by the not Mute, because he doesn't have one. I was going to say the LRM, but he also put it down right here into Cigar. So just a little bit of an opening. Most likely means we're going to be seeing someone play that shield we have. Also playing the openings that just been created inside of bathroom, just to contest Piano, or having the opportunity to contest into Piano.
They're keeping their eyes on an ever-watching, tilting, turning head as X7 is relentless in the ground that they want to apply pressure to. They have the idea that Buck is entering from the back alley, and the drones are going to make sure that they try and catch the man before he does the thing that have propagated him to both myth in some teams' books and legend in ours. Now, though, it is still slow and steady. They are building to a crescendo that starts led by Jittery with a double kill against the Mara and Rattler. Two big bodies that have instantly been removed, and they have been such a force in the round where they need to be a little bit more. Beat. He's being burnt around the ADS inside Cigar, and Jittery has crawled to the safety of a dropped hatch. X7 is going for a big rotate. You can see him doing his desperate and his best to try to save the man bleeding on the floor. He gets there just in time. What can he not do, Hap?
That double kill that Jittery made might have been the deciding factor. X7 is still alive. Jittery now has been recovered as well. It is not over yet. No, it's definitely not over yet. But with a 5-on-3 on the top floor, with just your Buck, Hibana, and Sledge available to you, you lost 2 of your big fraggers to the big operators for it. It is going to be very hard for them to come back. Hexcaris now will be used to open up on these castle barricades. It's not ideal, but it's what they have to go with right here. Doesn't spot out the head, and thus will receive some pressure from Sparko, who's playing on these whites there. He's trying to put up the best pressure he can. It's going to be calming down.
Now then, as it builds towards this white side, Jittery is obviously playing with only a few breaths left in lungs, already punctured by a huge amount of bullets from men that have already been removed from the battlefield. Khajiit is trying to drone their way into the top of red and dethrone Beat from the cigar lounge. The castle is going to give Avim some protection, but that in no way means he's safe from the guns that have already taken two of his teammates. The diffuser goes down alongside Habana, who's now bleeding out and taken beyond as Beat gets one, and now it is only one. Avim is off the board too, yet again all down to Khajiit. Everything to do, and in a fashion that they have defined, Union Gaming, flawless, their final round for us.
Haven't lost a single defensive round, and I said before X7 is a very deciding factor in this, but I think that we can also give a lot of credit to Jittery. Jittery, he was able to step up on the attack when X7 couldn't, and also in this last round, picking up those 2 entry kills onto the likes of Kira. And you said it before, Kira should be the team that could upset Union Gaming, but Union was